Hey everybody, welcome back to Dead Man DZ's Kanji Study Sessions. We got 12 new vocabulary words from the JLPT N2 list today. As always, if we see a new vocabulary word with old kanji we already know, we're going to go over the meanings of the kanji and how they make up the new word. If we see a new kanji itself, we're going to go over it 10 times, write it down 10 times, go over its readings, its meaning, and how we can remember it, hopefully. Um, if you want to watch this at your own pace, I am going to be writing on this stream as I go and saying it out loud a few times just to cement it in my mind. But if you don't want to listen to me do that, head on over to YouTube. You can do it at your own pace. And if you just want these word lists, head on over to Google Drive. I've got all my word lists up. This is really just meant to be a vocabulary kind of um, plan that you can follow. Just so you have your 12 every day that you learn. Um, Make sure you're making flashcards out of these, and make sure that you're immersing yourself in Japanese. That's really how the real language learning happens. So yeah, make sure this is good for cementing them in your mind for as a first step. But you really got to go back and do flashcards and immerse yourself and get some real life repetitions in for this stuff to stick. So our first word today is shizen kagaku. Shizen on the left side means nature or natural, and kagaku on the right side is a science or science itself. So shizen kagaku is literally natural science. Shizen kagaku is natural science. Shizen kagaku. Shizen kagaku is natural science. Shizen kagaku. Shizen kagaku is natural science. Shizen kagaku is natural science. Shizen kagaku. Shizen kagaku is natural science. Shizen kagaku. Number two is ureiki, or the going, go on the right side, and sales or selling on the left side. Ure is a sale or sells, and going. So, how many going sales are there, or what is the demand or current sales of a project? Is it urekiri? Urekiri is sales or demand. Urekiri. Ureiki. すみません. Ureiki. Ureiki is sales or demand. Ureiki. Ureiki. Ureiki is sales or demand. Ureiki. Number three is a shoten. Sho on the left side for to scar or to char or to burn, and ten on the right side for a point. So the charred point is a focus or focal point. The way I'm choosing to remember this is with a magnifying glass. When you've got a magnifying glass and you focus the lens down onto that point to where you can like burn a piece of paper or char something or make a little spark, you are focusing all of the light onto one point. So a focus or focal point is a shoten, just like the charred point at the center of light when you use a magnifying glass. A shoten is a focus or a focal point. Shoten is a focus or a focal point. Shoten. Shoten. Focus all that light into a charred point. Shoten. Shoten is a focus or focal point. Shoten. 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 Number four is a keiba. K on the left side for a competition or a race in this case, and ba on the right side is a horse, uma. This is the kanji for a horse or uma. So keiba is literally competing horses or horse racing. Keiba is horse racing or competing horses. Keiba is horse racing or competing horses. Keiba. Horse racing or competing horses. Keiba. Keiba desu. Keiba is horse racing or competing horses. Keiba. There's lots of strokes in K, so I'm taking my sweet time writing it down. Keiba is horse racing or competing horses. Keiba is horse racing or competing horses. Number 5 is ki-jun. Ki on the left side is a fundamental, and jun on the right side is to have appropriate or kind of coordinating something. So a coordination onto a basis or an appropriate level based on something is a standard or a basis, a criterion, norm, reference, or a datum. A single datum. I don't know how it means a single datum, but the rest makes sense, right? A reference or a standard or basis for something is the fundamental appropriate level for that thing. Kijun is the fundamental appropriate level of something or its standard. Kijun. Kijun is a fundamental appropriateness for something or its standard and basis. Kijun. Kijun desu. Kijun. Kijun. Kijun is the fundamental appropriateness for something or its standard or basis. Kijun. Kijun. Number 6 is one you've probably heard before. Kochira koso. This is what I should say, is kind of what it is. It is I who should say such and such. Kochira means in this direction or in my way or kind of near me. And koso is kind of a shortening of in this same way. It's hard to put this on like so is kind of in that way or as such as the speaker is saying. So kochira ko so. It's like here, in my way, I should be saying it so in that same way. Here, in my own way, I should be saying it. It is I who should say so. Kochira ko so. If somebody says thank you, you can say kochira ko so. No, thank you. Kochira ko so. Kochira ko so. Kochira koso is in my own way. I should be. It is I who should be saying that. Kochira koso. Kochira koso. It is I who should say so. Number 7 is an important one. Mitarashi. Mitarashi doesn't really match up with any of these kanji. It's just kind of a. I'm wondering if this was taken from Chinese, but on the left side we have our kanji for honorific or o. Usually it's o or go. In this case, it's mi. And tarashi on the right side is made up of hand on the left and to wash or clean or purify on the right. So it's an honorable hand washing, literally. You don't really get this pronunciation out of these kanji, as far as I can tell. Maybe it's in the nanori for these kanji, but a font of purifying water outside temples. In front of most Japanese temples, there'll be a little it'll be like a fountain with a little cup inside it that you can use to splash water over your hands so that you can purify them before you enter the temple itself. Again, Japan is big about kind of barriers and entries and making sure things are clean before and after you go in and out. Taking off your shoes in a house is the same thing. Some parents have their kids gargle when they come back from school just to kind of purify themselves. So in the same way, this is an honorable hand washing before you enter a temple. A font of purifying water outside temples is mitarashi, literally honorably cleaning of hands. Mitarashi. But again, that does not match up with the readings for these kanji, so the memorization of mitarashi as the saying will have to be separate from knowing that it is an honorable hand washing, which is exactly what our kanji mean. Mitarashi is the fountain itself outside temples for purifying your hands. Mitarashi. Mitarashi. Let me double check the pronunciation on this. It's possible that this is pronounced slightly different than the way I'm saying it. Mitarashi. Pronunciation. Japanese. Mitarai. Oh, mitarai is another way to say this. How do we... Mitarashi. Otearai. This guy's saying ote arai, which is that matches the kanji, right? That is ote o on the left side, te in the middle, and arai on the right side for a washing of one's hand. Mitarashi might be an old way of saying it, or it might be that they're not meaning it's ote arai is specifically washing your hands. It's not mitarashi. Let me look up mitarashi and katakana. Maybe that'll bring me to the right. Mitarashi. Pronunciation Japanese. Mitarashi. Alright, here we go. Mitarashi. Mitarashi. Mitarashi is a font appearing in fire water outside temples. Mitarashi. 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 Listen one more time. Mitarashi. Mitarashi is a fountain for cleansing your hands outside a temple. Number 8 is shagamu. Shagamu means to squat or to crouch. This is our active verb for you are squatting or crouching. Shagamu. Shagamu is an intransitive verb with no kanji attached to it as of right now. Maybe later there will be one, but not in the N2 list. Shagamu is to crouch or squat. Shagamu. Shagamu. Number 9 is kana. Kana are the Japanese syllabaries. Hiragana and katakana. The kana or gana in those words comes directly from this. This is kana, or the Japanese syllabary, with ka on the left side, our new word meaning a temporary, interim, or assumed name, and na on the right side for a name itself. So this is literally a temporary or assumed name. In this case, the thing we're taking assumption about is the kanji themselves that came from China. We are giving them a temporary or interim Japanese name based on whatever the Chinese original pronunciation was. Ways to pronounce this kanji are kari, ka, or ke. Radicals in this kanji are kind of opposite or against on the right side, and on the left side we have a person. How that comes together to mean interim or temporary. Maybe you can think of temp, like a temp teacher would be an anti or the opposite or kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Substitute? Not really. Substitute, it's like the other side of the card of something. So kari, ka, or ke is temporary, interim, or assumed. Kari, ka, or ke. In this case, the ka in kana. Kana no ka is the interim of the interim name, or a kana. Kana are the Japanese syllabary, which are the assumed names, or kana, of the Chinese kanji. Kana. The assumed names ka plus na are the Japanese syllabary. Number 10 is saki hodo. Saki on the left side means before, and hodo means a degree of, kind of. It means saki hodo. To the degree that it was before is a literal translation of it, but saki hodo means a short while ago, a moment ago, just now, or some time ago is close to a literal translation. Saki hodo, some degree ago. Saki hodo is a short time ago, a little bit ago, some time ago, something along those lines. A little bit before. Saki hodo. sakihodo is a little bit before or some time ago. Sakihodo. Number 11 is gesui. Ge on the left side means under or beneath. Sui on the right side is water. So the gesui is the underneath water or drainage. The gutter water, sewage, or black water. It can also be used to refer to the drainage itself. The gutter or sewerage, a ditch, or a drainage is a gesui, or the underwater. Gesui. Gesui desu is the underwater drainage or sewage. Gesui. Gesui. Gesui is drainage, sewage, as the system or as the water in the system. Gesui. Gesui. Gesui is drainage or sewage. Gesui. And finally, number 12 is an easy one, directly from English, stocking. A stocking is a stocking. Remember this little chisai tsu character, or small tsu character. It means that you glottally stop after to and hold king just a little bit. So stocking. A stocking is a stocking. Or stockings. Stocking. Stocking is a stocking. Stocking. Stocking is a stocking. Let's go back to the top. Make sure you've memorized everything, at least for right now. Make sure that you are going through and immersing yourself in these bad boys to remember them. Again, this is just an introduction to these words. You're going to need to do a lot of immersion and flashcards if you want to actually remember them. Our first word was shizen kagaku. Shizen kagaku is natural science, with natural on the left two kanji, and kagaku on the right two kanji for science. Shizen kagaku is literally natural science. Shizen kagaku. Number 2 is ure iki, or the going sales or something, or the current sales of something. Ure on the left side for sales or selling, and iki on the right side for going. The sales or demand is the going sales of something. A focus or focal point for something is its shoten. Again, with that first kanji meaning a scarring or charring of something as if from the focal point of light in a magnifying glass. And 10 on the right side for a point. The focal or focus point is a shoten. Horse racing is keiba, with K on the left side meaning competition, or in this case a race, K, and ba on the right side for a horse. Keiba is literally competition races, competition horses. Next, we have a standard basis criterion or norm with a kijun, ki on the left side for a fundamental, and jun on the right side for appropriate, meaning appropriate to some fundamental as a standard or basis. It is I who should say so is kochira koso. Kochira in my direction. Koso. I should say it like that. Kochira koso is I should be the one saying that. A font of puring water outside the temple is mitarashi. 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 Mitarashi is literally the honorable hand washing. This can also be pronounced ote arai, which is literally just washing your hands, but mitarashi is, with the same kanji, means the font of purifying water outside temples. To squat or to crouch is shagamu. Shagamu is to squat or crouch. Shagamu. The Japanese syllabary is the kana, or the opposite facing person to a name, the kana, or its temporary name. The assumed name of Chinese kanji are kana, like hiragana, and katakana. A short while ago, a moment ago, just now, or some time ago is saki hodo. To some degree before is a literal translation. Saki hodo. A short while ago or a moment ago. Drainage, ditch, a gutter, or the water in that drainage, ditch, or gutter is the gesui. Gesui. Get on the left side for under, and sui on the right side for water. And stockings, just directly from the American word, stockings is sutoking. I shouldn't say American word, it's really the stocking is stockings. It's really the English word, not the American word. Sorry, I keep calling American a language. I know it's not. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday, and I will see you all probably later on the old Xbox. Thanks for watching. どうもありがとうございました。